2004 season lurks ahead as Monster Jam wraps up the amazing and historic 2003 season. Tonight in the legendary Lebanon Valley Speedway in West Lebanon, 8 of the best trucks and drivers will battle it out for bragging rights and glory. Will Neil Elliott and Maximum Destruction take another big win for the Paxton, Illinois team? Or will the icon Dennis Anderson steal it from the other competitors? Can the reigning racing champion Brian Barthel take the racing win here tonight? And who will step up to the plate to take freestyle? Stay tuned as Speed TV brings you the legends of Monster Jam.
Gross display of horsepower. Look at this here. Who came to see monster trucks tonight? It's the move of the night. Oh yeah! He's in trouble. If you're not on your feet, you should be. Here we go!
The fans have come to the roaring hills of West Lebanon at the beautiful and historic Lebanon Valley Speedway for some classic Speedway Rigs of Rods USHRA Monster Jam action. Hi again everyone, I'm Jackson Morris, Ryan Zielsdorf alongside Ryan. We have 8 of the best Monster Jam trucks ready to do battle. We have 3 world champions in attendance and 5 other legendary superstars. What do you think it's going to take to win tonight's event?
You know, Jackson, I really think it's going to have to be consistency. You got to do well in racing, got to do well in freestyle, and it's going to be hard to bet against Dennis Anderson. But I got to go Neil Elliott tonight. I think he's going to be the man to do it.
Well, before we get into the field of trucks, let's send it down to our pit reporter and third commentator, Konner Bauer.
Thanks, guys. Tonight we have an amazing track. Drivers have to conquer this straightforward yet tough racing course, a classic straight line drag race. Drivers will attack the first roller jump to start off, then floor it to the first set of cars, and finally, then they let it all out to be the first to cross that line after flying over the last set of cars. There is zero room for error, so drivers will have to make sure they are dead straight coming over those cars. I'll be bringing you all the latest action in the pits throughout tonight. Back to you guys in the booth.
Here is the full field of trucks. A new and upcoming rookie by the name of Brandon Harrington out of Wadesboro, North Carolina brings Spider-Man, the 1963 cheetah. And making his television debut this weekend from Menifee, California, it's Rick Swanson piloting the 2001 Ford F-350 Ford Super Duty, the Line-X Obsession.
David Smith brings the 2003 Chevy known as King Crunch to West Lebanon tonight. And the Queen of Carnage is here to rock Lebanon Valley Speedway, Medusa.
One of the newest members of the men's team is here tonight. Please welcome from Paxton, Illinois, Phil Foster in the beautiful 1999 Ford, the High Roller Monster Truck. And we talked about the reigning racing champion. Well, he is here tonight, and this time driving the truck has been itching to get behind the wheel of again. Out of Big Lake, Minnesota, please welcome Brian Barthel and Little Tiger.
It's been an incredible year for the Maximum Destruction truck, and Neil Elliott plans to continue this into 2004, driving the futuristic SUV from Paxton, Illinois.
He has been here more than any other competitor in tonight's field. The icon, Dennis Anderson, and the black and green wrecking machine, Gravedigger number 14.
Let's take a look at tonight's racing bracket. In round 1, the fastest qualifier, Brian Barthel, and Little Tiger will take on Brandon Harrington and Spider-Man. Phil Foster and High Roller will then take on David Smith's King Crunch.
On the other side of the bracket, Neil Elliott and Maximum Destruction will take on Medusa, and closing out the bracket, Dennis Anderson and Gravedigger will take on Rick Swanson in the Line-X Obsession.
Coming up next, round 1 of racing commences. The drivers are ready to hit the track. It's all coming up. Stay tuned.
Monster Jam is brought to you by Advance Auto Parts, the official store of Monster Jam. And brought to you by Ford Trucks, the official truck of Monster Jam. Welcome back to USHRA Monster Jam on Speed TV. Let's jump straight into the action for round one.
Pulling up to the line first, it's Brandon Harrington, Spider-Man.
And his opponent in the other lane, it is Brian Barthel, the reigning racing champion, and Little Tiger.
There goes the green light. Whole shot to Brian. He's going to make mincemeat of Brandon, taking the first race of round number one. Coming up next for round number one, it's Phil Foster in the High Roller.
And his opponent here tonight, it is David Smith in King Crunch. All right, Ryan, they're pulling up to the line. They have red and they have green, and they're off.
Phil Foster going up the car. Oh, no, Phil Foster. Control. He's going to barrel roll.
Can he save it, though? And he's back on all fours.
Somebody needs to tell Phil Foster it's not freestyle. Pulling to the line first, it's the Queen of Carnage, Medusa.
And her opponent here tonight, very tough opponent, Neil Elliott in Maximum Destruction. All right, and they are green.
Neil's got the whole shot. Medusa looks a bit swirly. Oh, man.
Oh!
That is very close to the officials right there. What a great race from Neil, though. He's going to move on to round number two.
Next race of round number one, it is the icon Dennis Anderson in Gravedigger.
Coming up next, it's Rick Swanson in the Linex Obsession. He's making his television debut, and he's got off to a good start, but Dennis is going to take the win. He's going to move on to round number two. And round number two's got an interesting bracket. It's going to be Brian Barthel and the Little Tiger taking on David Smith in King Crunch. And guys, this is probably going to be my favorite matchup of the night other than the final round race. It's going to be Neil Elliott in Maximum Destruction taking on Dennis Anderson in Gravedigger.
First up in round number two, it's going to be David Smith in King Crunch.
And his opponent, it's the reigning racing champion, Brian Barthel and the Little Tiger. And there goes the green light, whole shot to Brian. And he's going to move on to the final round, easily defeating David Smith. And he's giving a donut to the fans right there. He's happy. He wants to defend his racing championship.
And next race for the semifinals, it is the icon Dennis Anderson in Gravedigger.
And his opponent, it's Neil Elliott in the Maximum Destruction.
This is probably going to be the best rivalry.
Green, whole shot looks to be Neil.
Oh!
Easy race. Dennis is I meant Neil. Neil's almost going over. And great save. So Neil is going to face Brian Barthel and the Little Tiger in the final round of racing. We've had a great racing session so far, guys. What do you think of the action so far that we have seen?
I said at the beginning, Neil Elliott, I have him for both racing and freestyle tonight. I think Neil's going to take them both, and we're going to see here if he can defeat Brian and take the win.
In my personal opinion, that was probably one of the best races tonight and the closest race. Neil taking out the icon Dennis Anderson in Gravedigger, and he's going to be taking on the reigning racing champ Brian Barthel and Little Tiger, so this should be an amazing final race coming up.
Monster Jam is brought to you by Advance Auto Parts, the official store of Monster Jam. And brought to you by Ford Trucks, the official truck of Monster Jam.
For the final race, Brian Barthel, the reigning racing champ, in Little Tiger.
In the opposing lane, it's Neil Elliott in Maximum Destruction.
Both drivers ready to go green here.
Right, there goes.
And they're off.
They are dead easy going off the cars. Neil gets a bit
Oh, man.
gonna be, if we look at the replay, I think it was a very close race. Let's see, I think it was Brian Barthel and the Little Tiger, and He is going to do a little freestyle because he has just defeated Neil Elliott in Maximum Destruction, who had the second fastest qualifying time. He is very happy right now, and he's just defended his racing championship, and this is his first event since Vegas. So congratulations to Brian. This has been a great racing night, guys. Ryan, what did you think of the action here tonight in the racing competition at West Lebanon?
I mean, it was exhilarating. I mean, how much better can you get than a Gravedigger and Maximum Destruction matchup? And there's nothing better than that. And then Brian trying to defend his championship, which he did against Neil Elliott. It was one fantastic racing night for sure.
Man, what a night of racing here tonight. A few trucks, of course, having a few issues, but nonetheless, congratulations to Brian Barthel for taking tonight's racing win.
Coming up next, the superstars of Monster Jam. Prepare for freestyle. You don't want to miss it. Don't go away. Monster Jam is brought to you by Advance Auto Parts, the official store of Monster Jam. And brought to you by Ford Trucks, the official truck of Monster Jam.
Tonight's track has been prepared for tonight's amazing action. And Jackson, I'm looking forward to seeing these competitors do battle.
Absolutely, Ryan, but let's remind everyone of the freestyle judging criteria. Scores will be based on hitting all the obstacles on the track, keeping up momentum for the entire 2 minutes, using the entire 2 minutes, spectacular and unique stunts and saves. Stunt variation includes donuts, sky wheelies, and more, and the bigger the air, the better. But before we jump into freestyle, let's send it back down to Konner Bauer for an overview of the track for freestyle.
Thanks, guys. Tonight's freestyle track is one of more interesting yet complex tracks on the whole USHRA circuit. The racing lanes may be the same, but you'll notice some extra cars have been added onto the track, as well as a bus stack down at the end of the course. The three main things I'd be on the lookout for is the car stack closest to the dirt area, as well as the dirt hill near the starting line. But the most menacing has to be the bus stack. It's tripped up a lot of competitors for the 2003 season, and considering this track, I guarantee it will continue to tonight. So, let's find out. Back to you guys in the booth.
Coming up first for freestyle, it's Brandon Harrington in Spider-Man. Now remember, guys, there's 2 minutes on the clock, and you'll see here there's extra obstacles out on the track, and here is one of them. Time starts now. Here is the van stack. He's already going.
Oh man!
Can he save
Oh!
it? What a
Oh!
save.
Yeah!
Freestyle off. He's still going, and you can see the bus stack down there. Nice little slap wheelie. This is what the fans want to see, and is he going to go over again? Oh my God.
Can he save it into some sidewalls? Are you sure this isn't Tom Mintz and Spider-Man?
I think he's been shut off, but he's going. He has refired. He seems a bit lost. I think his head's spinning from those sidewalls he just did, and he attacks the bus. Nicely done to start it off. This is a great run to start the freestyle competition off.
Definitely. You know, Ryan, I'm going to be honest with you. I feel like if he can keep this momentum up, he's definitely going to set a big score, because when he did those sidewalls, it was only the first run out, and this is definitely impressive.
And he had that save at the beginning, and it's very good to see all of these camera angles so we can see everything that's going on.
You're right about that.
Large track in terms of length. This is probably the biggest track that these drivers have to attack. He's got 40 seconds left. He's put on a great run so far. I think he needs to pick up the pace a little bit, but he has had some great moments, and I think that those might make up for the little bland spots. But nonetheless, he's had a good run so far. He's attacking the bus stack. Sky.
Oh, man!
Save it. Oh, and he got.
Ah.
That's something you pointed out, Connor, earlier during the pit report, that bus stack was going to be an issue.
It was, and as you can see, only the first run out, that bus is already caved in. So for other drivers to come, all the pieces that are everywhere over there could potentially killed the truck in, like, I guess the littlest ways. You never know, a tire could pop or a part could go flying somewhere in the truck, but we'll have to see when more runs come up.
Well, let's take a look at a quick highlight segment here. I wanted to focus on this. This is his second move right here. He hit this fresh van stack. He sent it sideways, and he got it on the sidewalls a little bit, and he saved it. And this was the first truck out, so he made a big impression early. And then as you can see here, he did it once again. He hit that van stack very crooked, and he got it into some sidewalls, and he saved it. And then we had to look at the rest of the run. He sent it over that bus stack, but ultimately the demise of his run was when he attacked this stack that we pointed out was going to be a truck killer. He tried to get into a sky wheelie, and he tried to pull off another crazy sidewall, but the bus caught him up. So let's take a look at the scores for Brandon Harrington in Spider-Man.
And the score for Spider-Man is going to be a 25, a pretty high score for the first truck out. Pulling out onto the track, it's Rick Swanson in Line X Obsession.
You know, like Jackson said, this is his first ever debut on live TV. Racing didn't go the way he wants, but so far he's starting off with some nice car hits. So, oh, he's going for the blue one. Beautiful air, actually, off that. Couldn't quite get a slap wheelie probably like he wanted to, but not a bad way to start off freestyle tonight, Jackson.
I think he wants to save the equipment. He's attacking the bus.
Oh!
Nose dives
Wow.
into a slap wheelie. Oh, man. That could
Oh, man. Yeah, don't forget, this is his first time on TV, so maybe he wants to make a good impression and go big, but that bus stack almost tripped him up. He could have nosedived, and Ryan, he possibly could have front rolled that.
He could have. He almost had a little bit of a Charlie Pocket move there, and you can't ignore how beautiful this body is. I mean, this Line X Obsession body for, coming out onto the track new this year, I love it.
He does have to back up a little bit. That might hurt his scores a little bit, but he's had some great moments, and he got off crooked on that van stack there. 60 seconds left, and a nice sky wheelie.
Very
Oh, man.
nice.
Oh, he's up on two wheels.
Can he save it?
no.
Ah.
That is going to do it for Rick Swanson, Line X Obsession. Let's take a look at the highlights here. He had a good freestyle run. He went off of this, and he got into a little bit of a slap wheelie there. He was slow to start it off with, but this, guys, I think, correct me if I'm wrong, this was the highlight of the run right here, where he attacked the bus stack, nose-dived it, and got it into a slap wheelie. And he dragged it pretty much from... It was a pretty long slap wheelie, so that is going to get him some good scores. But, guys, despite this great run, I don't know if it's going to take the lead from Brandon, so I want to hear your thoughts.
I mean, how can you top what Brandon did this early? I mean, he had a sidewall save and a save off, I think, his first hit or second hit. So it's going to be really hard to top him.
Yeah, you know, that was a very interesting run, and like Jackson, you said, he did start off slow, but once he went over that bus stack and did one of a very risky move, that is when the run basically was coming into play. His adrenaline was pumping, the momentum was coming in, and to be honest, Jackson, I feel like if he would have filled time and kept on going with this momentum, he possibly could have got the lead, but like Ryan said, the sidewalls that Spider-Man did were absolutely insane, and it was the first run out, so it's going to be pretty hard to top when you leave 50 seconds left on the clock like that. All right, fans. So as you know, the score to beat is a 25 from Spider-Man, and the score for Line X Obsession for his first ever TV debut here tonight is a score of a 19. So sadly going to be at least 6 points short of Spider-Man, but not a bad way to start off for his first ever event broadcasted here tonight. All right, coming out next in third freestyle, it is Medusa, the Queen of Carnage. She is known for some crazy freestyles, and Ryan, sometimes she does take it slow, but she does pull something out of the hat out of nowhere.
I mean, something we've seen already is it's very important to fill the time, and I'm wondering if she's not going to take a similar approach.
Well, I want to add, guys, remember the crazy close call she had in racing where she hit the protective barrier near the official stand. Luckily, no one was hurt. The truck wasn't really damaged. But she's coming out for freestyle up on his heels a little. But you got
Yeah, very nice.
point that we wonder if she's gonna go crazy all out and not fill time. Oh, that was a weird hit. Yeah, I wonder if she's gonna go all out or if she's gonna play it a bit conservative and try and fill the 90, not the 90 seconds, the 2 minutes.
Yeah, you're right about that. And like you said, when she went in racing, I actually went in the pits back there and talked to her, and she said that actually in her rear steer, one of the pumps went out actually and broke in half. So she is kind of being conservative. She said she was going to try, but she wanted to go big. Reason why is because she did not do so good in racing, and she didn't want to let her fans down here tonight. But so far, she's put on a really good run, and she has 48 seconds left, so she can fill time. She could possibly get the lead from Spider-Man.
She's laying down a great run here, but I think she needs to pick up her momentum just a little bit. Let's see what she can do. She's going back to that hill. Nice run so far. Going over those.
Oh, man.
2 wheels.
It's the bus! Into the bus! She's going over,
wow.
clips the bus. She stuffed that, but she got out of it, and she's keeping up, but she needs to make sure she hits something here, because Ryan, if she doesn't keep momentum up, this could ruin her chances for the lead from Spider-Man!
She's had a great run going, but with 10 seconds left, you really got to get that wow factor in if you're going to beat Spider-Man.
I think she's trying to pull something out of the hat here. Oh, man.
Going in for a huge tumble tonight, and she is gonna... No.
Let's take a look at the highlights here. Now, guys, we said I think she was a bit too conservative to start things off, but this bus stack jump right here was pretty nice. And this was one of my favorite moments right here, guys. She got some big air, and then look at this. She came crooked over those cars there, up on 2 wheels, and stuffed it into the bus there. The opposite of what happened to Brandon Vincent. Rather than the bus catching her and rolling her over, it really saved her, because she would have went right into that guardrail there. And that bus was kind of like a stop. It got her caught up a little bit, but she saved the truck and she was able to finish. And then this is how she finished the run right here. I think the rear steer went out because she rolled it over. She almost saved it, but she couldn't. And it was just a great run. But I don't know. Again, it's the same with Rick's run. I don't know if this can take the lead from Brandon. I honestly don't. You know, full respect to her, but I just don't think it had the wow moments that... And the scores for Medusa is a 22, so it's not enough to take the lead. Your leader is Spider-Man, Brandon Harrington. Here comes David Smith in King Crunch. He's had a great 2003 season, and I think he wants to finish strong. I believe this is his final event for this season, and he wants to make a big name. He had a great racing session tonight. Let's see what he can do.
Now, he's going to need to put on a pretty good run, fill time, of course, and have the momentum, because if he wants to beat Spider-Man, he's got to have the wow moments, and almost went into the bus. That could have been really bad right there.
Some nice sky wheelies off the backside of those racing lanes. He crushes that van stack there.
It looks like David's doing the same thing Medusa was doing, kind of taking it conservative at the beginning. Not a bad thing, honestly. If you want to fill the time, you got to beat Spider-Man's run.
And keep in mind that Spider-Man didn't fill the clock. Oh, man!
Can he save it? Oh! That was nice.
As I was trying to say, Brandon didn't actually fill time. Remember, he left 19 seconds. Oh, great slap wheelie. He left some time left on the clock. He had 19 seconds left. Oh, man. So, let's see what he can do. 50 seconds left for David Smith in King Crunch. That van stack. He's getting some weird angles, guys. I don't know if he's doing it on purpose or what, but nonetheless, he's going all out. He attacks the bus sideways into a slap wheelie. That was nice.
This is something we haven't seen yet from any other driver. This is a little bit of creativity. Oh boy.
Oh,
Crazy. Oh.
He left, 27 seconds left. He still had a good run, but I don't know if that's going to take the lead, guys. I mean, we look at the replay. There were some fantastic moments. I mean, he got crooked off on this van stack, and Konner, as you said, he almost ran into the bus there, and that would have tripped him up. But honestly, I think the highlight was down here when he went for this car stack here. He got crooked up on the side, and then he had the presence of mind to get on the throttle and save it. And then he went back forward, and he got into a slack wheelie. So he had two great hits on this little car stack down the end here. And overall, and he got crooked on this van stack as well. And he approached the bus from the side into a little slat wheelie. So nonetheless, a great freestyle run from David Smith. And this is where he rolled it over here. Nonetheless, a great freestyle run. And let's see what David got. I don't know if he can take the lead from Brandon Harrington in Spider-Man. So, what do you guys think? Do you think it's enough to take the lead?
To be honest, no. Reason why is because it didn't really have the saves and the wow moments like Spider-Man had, but that's just my personal opinion. Ryan, what do you think?
I mean, he got tripped up the same way that Medusa did on that little end stack right there on that racing lane. So I don't think it's enough to take the lead, but it was a fantastic run with a pretty good wow moment. And the score to beat is Spider-Man with a 25. And the score for David Smith and King Crunch is going to be a 23. Not enough for the lead, but good enough for second place.
Coming out next, it is tonight's racing champ, actually, Ryan Barthel and Little Tiger. So he's probably already pumped Ryan from the racing win, so hopefully freestyle goes good for him.
I mean, he is known as a racer, but he has a little bit of that freestyle gene in there too, and I'm hoping he can shine on that tonight on the track.
For sure. I really hope he can too. His truck's been feeling good all night. Very fast racing, of course. Jax, what are your opinions, or I guess predictions for his freestyle here tonight?
You know, he's been great at the slat wheelies. We'll see him again in Montreal, which should be coming soon. He is great at the slat wheelies, so let's see if he can pull off. I think he's going to go for one right here. Here we go. Oh, man.
Oh, wow.
Up the van stack into another slat wheelie. That couldn't have been more perfectly timed right there. He's up on two wheels. But he is great at the slat wheelie, so I think we're going to see a lot of that. And that was a really big... Oh, no. Up on two wheels.
He's coming back.
Oh,
no. He did not have the momentum at all right there, Jackson.
Oh, man. He's going to be a bit disappointed, but I think at the very least he's happy that he won the racing win. Let's take a look at the highlights. Really, I say it about Brian, but really there was only two. But this here, guys, if he had have continued the run and replicated this or done something similar, I think it would have been cool. You see here, he went for this dirt mound specifically for freestyle. He got some big air and comboed it into a slat wheelie. He drove it up the van stack and then slapped it back down and went into another slat wheelie. And that was just awesome. And then you'll see he got some big air over that. And this is what caught him up. He turned pretty much as soon as he landed. And then the truck just bit. He tried to save it, but he couldn't. And that, unfortunately, was the end of his run. So give it up for Brian Barthel and the Little Tiger.
And your leader still remains Spider-Man with a 25. And the score for Little Tiger is a 20. Not enough to take the lead. So that means your leader is still Spider-Man with a 25. Coming out next, it's Phil Foster and a high roller. He got a little wild in racing with that barrel roll, but he's ready to show that he can really prove himself in freestyle here tonight.
Phil has had a fantastic season. You know, Neil moving to the Max-D team, they needed a new driver for the high roller truck, and he has been on a roll. And he said from pretty much since he got behind the wheel of high roller, his goal is to make it to the World Finals. So I'd really like to see Phil in the World Finals. You know, he missed his opportunity this year since he was a rookie, but I think he's going to be able to pull something out of the hat. nice air, some great speed. Oh, man.
Attacking the bus now.
Oh, can he save it? Chance for a sidewall.
What a
Was his
save.
friend. Gravity was his friend right there.
He let it settle, and that's what helped him save it right there.
I think he was going to go for that bus a bit crooked right there, but I think he had the presence of mind to maybe not hit it crooked, but nonetheless, got a great freestyle run here. Let's see what he can do. Oh man, he's going to send it. Full throttle. Oh yeah. Wow. That's probably the distance-wise the biggest air of the night. Comboing it over the van stack. 50 seconds left on the clock for Phil Foster in the high roller machine. Got a great freestyle run going. If he can keep this momentum up, I think he can take the lead.
Oh no. Oh, that could be very risky right there.
Kind of adding on to what you said, Jackson, the momentum. This is definitely the best momentum that we've seen so far from a truck tonight.
That was a very crazy hit right there, but the officials had to shut him off to make sure there was speed damage. Oh man!
Oh, this could be bad.
Oh.
Right into the Jersey barrier. Oh, right on the lid.
Jersey barrier there. Sorry, the guardrail, excuse me. That was a crazy hit. Still though, give it up for Phil Foster in the high roller. Let's take a look at the replay. A great freestyle run going. I was trying to say, you know, if he had have kept the momentum he had going into this, I think he could have took the lead. This right here was a crazy move. He went up the side of the bus stack. He almost hit that guardrail right there, which ended up biting him in the end. But he managed to pull off this save, and that was just awesome. And then one of my favorite moments, guys, is when he sent it off of this. Look at how small that ramp is, and he got some massive distance off of that. So big props to Phil Foster. But this was the demise down here. He just hit the wall there, but they let him refire. And then you'll see the demise was down here where he cross-threaded over those cars and he hit the guardrail and he sent it over. What a freestyle run from Phil in the high roller.
All right, fans. So the score to beat, as you know, still at 25 from Spider-Man. So the score for Phil Foster in high roller is a 21. Not enough to take the lead. Only 4 points behind Spider-Man, ending early right there. And of course, maybe the RAI on the wall probably caused it. So we're gonna see what the next two runs for us tonight have in store for us.
And our second to last competitor is Neil Elliott in maximum destruction. You know he's going to go all out, guys. He came second in racing. He had a crazy night of racing. He was mad fast the entire night, and now he wants to burn it up in freestyle.
Hopefully he can in that wheelman of his. It's very light, so that means he can get a lot of air more easily than others. But you do know he was getting wobbly a lot in racing. He could have done some damage to the truck. So far he's having a nice run into a little bit of a wheelie there, right? No!
Oh, wow!
Wow, what a
And
move
he's
from
still
Neil.
going.
He's coming out to party. I'm surprised the officials didn't shut him off, but he's still going.
That was the move of the night. Hands down, that was the move of the night right there.
Absolutely, he is going all out. Now, guys, I want to remind the Speed TV fans, I'm not sure if he wants to attack that bus stack, because remember, in New Orleans this year, he got a lawn dart off that bus. Well, he didn't roll over from that bus there, but he is still going. He's got a great freestyle run. He's coming into some cycling. Oh, no!
Oh, wow!
Oh, no.
He had a great freestyle run, but he left too much time left on the clock. Let's see if he can take the lead from Spider-Man Brandon Harrington. Let's take a look at the highlights. And this, guys, I don't know what to say right here. He got it into a slap wheelie. He drove it all the way down into the backside of the racing lane. And then he just let it roll and then kept going. I mean, I don't know what to say, guys. This was crazy. This move
I'm
right here.
surprised. Very surprised that he was still going after that insane hard hit, landing on the top, especially across the crush cars. And I know that body is destroyed.
And then
I mean, these West Lebanon fans are getting a show.
They absolutely are, and I was trying to point out earlier that the bus stack really hurt him in New Orleans. He lawn darted that truck, but he absolutely sent it, and that's not what rolled him over. It was these cyclones here. This very, very loose dirt. Yet, I don't know. Can it take the lead, guys? He left quite a significant amount of time on the clock. I don't know if these fans think that this is lead worthy. And the scores for Neil Elliott in the Maximum Destruction Machine is a 24, so it's not enough to take the lead, but we got one more competitor coming out for freestyle. And finally, the icon, Dennis Anderson in Gravedigger number 14. And he starts it off jumping the guardrail.
That was different.
Okay, Dennis. I hope he doesn't mind paying for venue damage, but that was an interesting start.
You gotta be creative if you want to take the lead.
I've heard rumors, guys, I don't know if you know, but Dennis, he really loves Gravedigger number 14, but I have heard rumors from the Digger camp that Dennis is planning on bringing out a brand new Gravedigger. It's supposedly Gravedigger number 19. It's a cross between this truck and Gravedigger. Oh, man.
Oh!
That is, I think the officials have shut him off. Let's see if he can refire. Oh, man, this would be disappointing if he... Oh, he's still going.
Oh, no, still going. Got very lucky. Oh. Can't put together.
This brand new Gravedigger that's supposedly coming out is supposed to be a cross between this truck and Gravedigger number 12. So, I don't know, but we know, guys, that Dennis is going to rip it up, especially if this is one of his last times driving this truck.
Can he keep it together?
Oh,
Two wheels.
Can he save it?
Oh!
Gravity was being his friend.
Are you kidding me, Dennis Anderson?
Gravity was his friend yet again.
You gotta think now, you gotta fill the time, and if you fill the time, you have to think that this is the lead.
He's going
Only
all
30
out
seconds remaining here for Dennis Anderson. Gravedigger going for the...
Oh my!
Can he save it?
Oh my goodness!
Oh, he throws it in first! Oh, what a save from Dennis Anderson.
Is going off, guys. This is unbelievable. I've never seen Dennis go off like this. Actually, that was a lie. I've seen him go off like this, but this is just nuts. Into a slap wheelie. He's going over. He did exactly what Medusa and King Crunch have done, and he saved
But he saves it!
On all fours.
And he's gonna keep going for the fans.
He's gonna pull up some cyclones. He's been crazy. He's up on 2 wheels. He's gonna set it down. He's so cool once again. Fans watching on Speed TV. And he rolls it over. Oh my goodness.
Burning that truck to the ground. Dennis Anderson.
He went all out. He wanted to take the win here in West Lebanon. I don't know about you guys, but I think this is the lead right here. You know, Brandon's been sitting in that hot seat for pretty much the entire night. I'm just astounded at this freestyle run. Let's take a look at the highlights. Even to start it off with, you know, all these other drivers, they've been driving out through that little gate there, but Dennis, I think he wanted to start off differently, and he went for the guardrail, so we're going to have to check up to see venue damage right there, but he had a crazy run from start to finish. Pretty much every hit. This could have been the demise right here, guys. He hit that same area of the wall right there where that official stand was, but after this he just went crazy. I mean, this was insane, guys. Look at this. He hit that car stack crooked. And he landed up on the tailgate into a slat wheelie and set it back down. That was nuts. But then,
Just how?
and then there was this, guys. This was crazy. He didn't even. It looked like he didn't even hit the jump, but he clearly did. He rolled it over and he kept it going on one wheel. Look at this, guys. One wheel.
And he had the presence of mind to throw it in reverse and set it down.
And then this is what tripped up David and Medusa, and I think Rick as well. He turned the wheel over the jump, but unlike the others, he managed to get the rebound, and this was the last move for scores right here. This was the final move, and then he saved it. And then just for the fans, some crazy cyclones, and he ended up on his roof. Guys, I don't know about you two, but I think this is the lead right here.
I agree.
It has to be.
All right, fans, as you know, the score to beat is a 25 from Spider-Man, who's had the lead since the first run out. But the score for Gravedigger is going to be a 30, which means your freestyle winner here in West Lebanon is Dennis Anderson, the icon in Gravedigger.
What a night of amazing action, Jackson. You know, these drivers put it all on the line for you, Monster Jam fans.
Absolutely, Ryan. If this is what 2004 is going to be like, I'm not sure I'm ready, to be honest. Thank you, everyone, for tuning in. Make sure to keep coming back for more amazing Rigs of Rods USHRA Monster Jam action. Let's send it down one last time to Konner Bauer for his thoughts on tonight's action.
What an event, guys. A lot of drivers made the most of it, and a lot of thrashing for sure needs to be done here tonight. But overall, this was a solid way to start the road to 2004. For Ryan Zielsdorf and Jackson Morris, I'm Konner Bauer. We'll see you on the next edition of Rigs of Rods USHRA Monster Jam. Good night, everybody.